Hey, what is up? This is Chandler. I have received several phone calls lately of people that received their property value notice for their mineral rights in the mail from the Tarrant County Appraisal District. And so there, people are wondering what they should do with these things. And to be quite honest with you, I have no clue whatsoever. So with that disclaimer, now that you know, I'm going to be telling you stuff that I have absolutely no clue about. I will proceed to try and educate you on this stuff. And the way I'm going to start this is I'm just going to walk through the steps of what I did to try and figure out what in the heck is going on and what we need to do. So the first thing that I did is I called the appraisal district. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Let's see what we got. Bam. So I called the appraisal district. Here they are. And in Tarrant County, it's 817-284-0024. I believe I went to option 6 to talk to the person in charge of the mineral rights division. And that person said that it was Hannah out there at the appraisal district. She said that she just doesn't know a whole lot about how to go through the protest process of this stuff. I mean, obviously protesting, it's the same exact process as protesting your home value. But for mineral rights, you're going to use different evidence, and the process may just be a little bit different to actually prove your case. So she said the only protests she's actually been a part of were called affidavit protests, where the homeowner or the mineral right owner didn't even show up. So she said, look, the best thing to do is to call this guy Kyle down there at Pritchard and Abbott and talk to him. He's got all the answers. He's the guy that actually does the appraisals. So she's nice enough to give me the phone number. And so what I did is I went ahead and called her, and she called him, Kyle, and he's with this company right here. The web address is pandai.com, pandai.com. And so I don't know what else to do. It's kind of hard. I can't re-explain it because I don't understand it. So I'm just going to go through the conversation that I had with him and try and just do this. Here we go. All right. So about 4 o'clock, spoke with Kyle, Pritchard, and Abbott, and it went little something like this. Hi, may I speak to Kyle Wilson? Yeah, yes, this is Kyle. My name is Chandler Crouch. I'm a real estate broker, and a bunch of people have called me recently saying that they've received their appraisal district value notice for their mineral rights in the mail. I'm trying to answer some questions. The appraisal district said that you are the one that appraises all the mineral rights. Is that right? Yep, that's right. Very good. You work at Pritchard and Abbott, right? Yes, sir. Who's Pritchard and Abbott? What kind of company is that? We appraise complex properties for appraisal districts. We contract with the appraisal districts to appraise property and mineral interest stuff and stuff like that. Our main focus when we started a company was minerals. And so what do you use to come up with your values? Well, I use Railroad Commission production data to predict the future flow of the wells, and then I do a calculation based on the future data to determine the present day value. Now, for just a second here, I have to mention, this is not a direct quote. This is kind of the gist of what Kyle said. I was taking notes furiously, and I got pretty close to verbatim, but I'm positive that there are some things in here that aren't exactly what Kyle said, maybe not the way he said it, but we're going to continue on here. Okay, so basically you have to speculate on what the present value is by looking at what they project the future income to be. Yeah, it's pretty easy to project out the production it's going to do, and then per the tax code 23-175, we use the previous year's average gas price received from the interest. So with the 2018 average gas price we received from the interest, we apply the escalation factor on that price to come up with a value that's about the same. Okay, so most values are about the same. The future price that we're using is about the same as the 2018 is what it was. Okay, so if a mineral rights owner for some reason believes that their mineral rights valuation is higher than it should be, what do you think are some acceptable forms of documentation that might serve as evidence in a protest to help lower the value? Is there anything other than Railroad Commission data? Because I don't know if I said that before. He actually uses Railroad Commission data to get these future values. Anyway, that's where he gets it from. And I'll show you here in a little bit where to get that Railroad Commission data, but I'm in the middle of a conversation here, so it's kind of rude of me to interrupt. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Yeah, the income that you actually receive would be good evidence. So we calculate the price per MCF using severance tax data that the operator reports to the state, which is the Railroad Commission. And that usually takes into account marketing charges and stuff like that. We usually get the correct price, but sometimes we might be a little bit high at the price per MCF used. So if they want to send me the check stubs of the production months from 2018, I could make sure that my prices are what they are actually receiving or less. Okay, so if somebody wanted to dispute their valuation, but they just want to settle informally with the appraisal district instead of going through the full-blown formal process, would they just send you those check stubs and then you tell the appraisal district what to do? Or do they need to work through the actual appraisal district to dispute them, to dispute them informally? Or, and I think right here, I think I said, or is formally the only option they would have? I'd be able to do those informal changes for you. Now, if the owner's interest in the TEP, there's something called a TEP lease. It's apparently a specific type of lease, and this is what he's talking about. Because, you know, the people drilling the wells, they drill and they lease the property from the owner, and then they pay the owner, and that's how the income is generated. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the cash flow analysis of that income from that drilling process. And so this is what, okay. Now, if the owner's own interest in the TEP lease, I substantially changed the values. We found out that we were underappraising them because the data that we were using was lower than what the owner actually received. The owner might wonder, well, why is my property is 4 times the amount of the income that I made? And when has it been? It's just crazy. It's more than 1 year's income. It's just, you know. And the answer I'm going to give them is that in the past, the value was erroneously too low. So we adjusted to show what the value actually should have been, which means there was quite a jump. Usually the minerals go between 2 times to 6 times the previous year's income, depending on the volatility of how long life the property has. Okay, wait a second. You just take 2 times to 6 times that cash flow analysis, right? I really appreciate having that kind of number because it gives me something to go off of. But is there an average? Is that an average, or is it really anywhere between 2 to 6 times? Well, it actually shouldn't be close to 6. It should be somewhere between 2 to 3.5 or maybe 3.6, because with the Barnett Shale ones, they don't have quite as long of a life. Now, the FCO to flood should be 6-year payout. Now, time out. I don't know. I think I wrote this down wrong. I don't know. He said that what I'm thinking here is, you know, you have the fracking process, and then I think they shove the water down the hole and they flood it, and then I guess it's like maybe the carbon dioxide in the soil, it causes the gas to bubble up or something like. I don't know how it all works, but I'm wanting to say that's what he was talking about here. I could be wrong. I have no idea, really. This is way over my head, but so that's what I think. So the FCO to flood should be about a 6-year payout, and the Barnett ones and the gas wells and the sink wells have a little bit more volatility, so their expense ratio is higher. Okay, well, this sure has been an education for me. I'm just trying to get my head around this whole thing. My takeaway is this: if the owner has check stubs for 2018 production, they can just send that to you, and if it shows that the value should be lower, you'll adjust it. And if they really want to dive deep, they can just go to the Railroad Commission website and try to get additional data. Does that sound right? Yeah, the check stubs would need to be the production months. It's usually 2 months behind, so for October production, they usually aren't paid out until January of the next year. Okay, so you want the production months for 2018. Yep. Kyle, can I just tell people to email you this stuff? Yes, sir. My email is kwilson@pandai.com. Can you tell me anything else that'll help? Yes, my website has an excellent FAQ section that might be helpful. Thank you, Kyle. I really appreciate everything. No problem, Chandler. Whenever I sell my house, I'm calling you guys. Oh, Kyle, I love you. And that's about how it went. So here we go. We've got the website right here. Like I mentioned, this is the Pritchard and Abbott website. You can go here, and then you've got this FAQ section. Something's kind of cool is if you click this printable thing here, it'll take you to this. And this really is good. To be honest with you, I'm just not going to take the time to study this. I don't have a protest to prepare for. I'm not going to protest for you on these things. It's I got a full plate right now, but that's where you're going to go to get that stuff. And if you want to go to the Texas Railroad Commission website, you just go to this web address right here. It's rrc.state.tx.us. You land on this page, and you got all sorts of stuff. There are oil and gas. Where's it at? It's oil and gas, major oil and gas formations, all sorts of things. There's a queries area that I'm gonna find for you. Hold on for just a second. Here it is right here. Okay, so you go down here and you do the data online research queries. I think that'll get you there. Now, I'm just kind of guessing at this, but here you go. Once you scroll down, you got all sorts of stuff here. Now, guys, it's a little bit over my head, but if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to do what I can to help. I just don't know what I can do to help. So with that, I just want to say thank you so much for hanging in there with me. Please forgive my ignorance. And if you need anything else, especially if it involves helping you sell your house, do what Kyle would do. Just call us. We'll take care of you. I'll make sure of it. I'll stand behind everything our company does. And we truly, truly love. It's our pleasure to serve you. So have a great day. Thanks. Bye.